Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. So today we will learn about how to write an algorithm and flowchart. So the drawing the flowchart is not compulsory but is important especially to understand the process of the program. So flowcharts are used in designing and documenting simple process or programs. So like other types of diagram, so they help visualize what is going on and thereby help understand the process. So first we go to the algorithms. What is algorithm? So an algorithm is a sequence of steps to solve a particular problem, or algorithm is an order set of ambiguous steps that produce a result and terminates in a finite time. So algorithm has four characteristics. First is input, and may or may not require the input, and then output. So we have at least one output, and definiteness. So must be clear. The algorithm must be clear, and then the algorithm finiteness must algorithm execute, and the algorithm should terminate after the finite number of steps. Okay, the algorithm of flowchart include the following three types of control structure. So the first is sequence. So in the sequence structure, the statements are placed one after the other and the execution takes place starting from up to down. So example, we have statement 1, statement 2. So this is a sequence in a flowchart or algorithm. And then we have a branching selections and a branch control, test and control, test and conditions. And according to the condition, if it true or false, yes or no. And then we have a loop repetition. So the loop or repetitions allow the statements to be executed repeatedly based on the certain loop conditions. For example, we use a while for loop in the program. Okay, the advantage of algorithms. So algorithm is stepwise representation. So it's not dependent on any programming language. So algorithm we write in our own language, not in a programming language. So it's made easy to understand for anyone without programming knowledge. Okay, so for example, you want to write the algorithm. The step is to write the algorithm. The first you define your algorithm inputs. So when you write a program, you have inputs. So first step is we define inputs, and then we define the variables, what variable we want to use in our program, and then we write outline the operations, the algorithm operations, and, and then lastly is the result of our algorithm. So this is example one. So write an algorithm to add two numbers. So this is our input. So our input is two numbers entered by user. So we start by step one is start, and then step 2 we declare the variables. So in this case we have two numbers, so we declare just put any name. So for example, in this example we use num1 and num2. So this is input, and then is a variable for our output sum. Okay, if our program have a lot of variable input or output, so we just declare the variable, just put the declare the variables. And then step 3, read the values num1 and num2. So this is our input, read the input. And then this is a process. Step 4, what is process in this example, you want to add two numbers. So the process is add num1 and num2, and then assign the result to the sum. So this sum is equal to num1 plus num2. So this is operation, and then we display our result. So this display sum, and then we stop. Okay, so example number 2. For example, we want to write an algorithm to find the smallest of two numbers. So still same as in example 1. So we have to input, and and the output is the smallest number between these two numbers. So first we start and declare our variable same, and then we read the value num1 and num2. So in this program, in this example, we have a decision. Decision is we want to compare two numbers, and then we have test to test, and then have a decision. We have to test these two numbers and have a decision whether it is smallest or not. So we use if num1 is less than num2. So you can use if num1 is bigger than num2. It's okay. So this is testing and decision. So display if true, display here. If not true, no. We use else to display uh, the smallest number is num2, and then we end the if mission, and the start file is to stop. Okay, what is a flowchart? So flowchart is a graphical or pictorial representation of an algorithm. So in algorithm we write in the text, but in the flowchart we use the chart or graphical to represent our algorithm. So we use the different symbol, shapes, and arrow, and to demonstrate a process of a program. Okay, this is a symbol used in the flowchart. We have a flow line, terminal for start and stop. So this is input and used for input and output operation. And then this is a process, an arithmetic process or data manipulation or statement. So you use the process. So this is a decision, and so decision every time we have a test, and we have a condition true or false, yes or no. So we can use a decision, one page connector or page connector, and so on. Okay, for example, we want same example as example one. So we want to, but in this time we want to use a flowchart. So we want to add two numbers entered by user. We start and then declare our variable num1, num2, and sum. And then we read the input, read num1 and num2. So this is in the read rectangle, read input. And then this is a process. Sum1 is equal to A plus B. And then this is display the sum. Okay, and then we stop our flow. Okay, so example 4, we want to draw the flowchart to find the smallest of two numbers. So in this case, we have a decision. So this is a decision. We read the num1 and num2, and then we test if num1 is less than num2. So you can use if num1 is bigger than num2 is okay. Okay, in decision we have two conditions. First is yes or true, and the second is no or false. So there are no three answer, only two, yes, no, and there's no other answer, three answer. So if yes, what we want to do? So we print the smallest number. If no, what we want to do? Okay, and then go to stop. Okay, this is a flowchart for convert temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So same. So we have input value of C, and then we have the operations. So this is a formula to calculate Fahrenheit from the Celsius, and then we print display print F. This means display out the output. Okay, the same. We want to find area or perimeter of square. So we start and then we get the input value of L. So L is side length of square, and then the area is this is the process area formula, and then we calculate the perimeter. This is a process, and then we print out the result, and then we stop. Okay, in this example we want to find the draw the flowchart to find the even number between 1 to 50. So in this example we have two tests here for test for even or odd number, and then the second test is the number is between 1 to 50 and not bigger than 50. Okay, if the bigger than 50 we will stop. Okay, so we have two decision here. Okay, the first we test with is the I is bigger than 50. If it is bigger than 50, so yes we stop the program. Okay, if no, and then we test if that number is even or uh, odd. Okay, so if uh, we modulus by 2, if equal to 0, yes, so we print I. If no, we just increment the counter and then go back to decision number 1, testing number 1 is 1 is I is bigger than 15. So we have a loop here and then we have a decision here. Okay, okay, write algorithm to draw a flowchart to find or print the largest of three number. So you can do this exercise and then we will discuss later about the answer. Okay, that's all for this topic. Okay, see you again.